And we are here once again with a fantastic episode of Agents in the Trenches, the real life struggles of the real estate agents in this new market. And not only the struggles, but we're bringing up the solutions as well that we are finding, speaking to different real estate agents in the marketplace. Those that are struggling, those that are stuck, and those that are striving to get ahead, but those also that are thriving. I want to kick this conversation off by introducing my running mate as well, Talia. Talia, good morning. How are
Hi,
you? Good to see you.
good,
How you
good
doing?
morning. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy, and I'm activated, right? Because every
Mm,
morning we got to get up and we got to activate. And speaking of activating, that's one of the topics that I want to touch on today. And it's the fact of exactly how do we activate ourselves to be able to do the things we don't want to do on a daily basis that we know we need to do? And how do we take that to that next level? Because every day when we wake up, there are things that we know we need to do that we don't necessarily want to do. But it is so important that we activate ourselves on a daily basis so that we can constantly be moving forward. No one can guide a stuck ship. No one can guide a ship that is standing, not moving. But a ship that is moving, even if you're going in the wrong direction, you can easily maneuver it and get yourself back on track. And that is a mindset that we have to have. Every morning, how am I going to put myself into massive action? Every morning, what are those winning circles that I'm going to surround myself with so that I can take my business to the next level? Every morning, how am I going to prime my mind? Which is such a huge thing that we need to do every single morning. How am I going to prime my mind so that I can, execute at a higher level, so that I can be focused at a higher level, so that I can overcome the challenges that every day brings. So that is part of what I want to discuss today in Agents in the Trenches, the real life struggles of real estate agents in this new market. So what do you think about this? Activating yourself every single day.
yeah, I mean it makes sense to have to activate yourself because on a daily, I mean, with all of the distractions and the things that kind of get in the way, and all the negativity, I think that it's important to activate yourself, especially when it comes to mindset. Now, my internet is a little unstable here, so it keeps going in and out with the black screen. I'm not sure if it's showing on your end as well, but
I'm
it's
not seeing it. No, I'm seeing you well. I'm seeing you
okay.
just fine. Yes.
Okay.
It could be from all the rain and the thunderstorms. But anyway, I see you well. I'll let you know if anything changes. But speaking of activating, yesterday I was having a conversation, and this goes for a lot of people. It goes for a lot of people. When we don't have clarity in what it is that we want to do and what it is that we want to accomplish, we are going to deactivate ourselves, which means, in the sight of uncertainty, in the sight of doubt, I'm just going to stop. And a lot of agents right now have stopped. They have stopped doing the things they know they should do, the things they know they must do to continue growing and thriving in their business. And that is actually the worst thing that we can do is stop, because when we stop, then we think, well, I'm not moving forward. But the reality is you're moving backwards, because if you're not progressing, you're regressing. And that just brings out a lot of other challenges and difficulties that, agents are suffering right now.
Yeah, I think that's so true, especially when we talk about activation, right? Um, I think let's. I don't know if you'd like to clarify that a little bit more. Like, what does that mean to activate yourself on a daily basis? Because that can mean a couple of things. So, can you clarify on that exactly?
So activating yourself on a daily basis means getting yourself into massive action. Getting yourself into taking the actions that you know how to do. For example, yesterday I messaged someone and I love their response. They said to me, I am prospecting until 12, and then I have appointments until 2. So I will be available after that. So they had clarity in what they were supposed to be doing. Now, in today's world, we think that prospecting, there's many ways to prospect. It's doing the things that are going to be income producing activities. And it can start with your morning routine, which obviously yesterday we touched on a little bit about, we need to develop the disciplines. But more importantly, it's having the clarity of what it is that I am going to do. And you have to put it on your agenda, and you have to follow a written game plan. When we went to Fort Lauderdale, there was agents that were talking about, putting everything down on a checklist, right? Putting everything down on a checklist, from waking up to working out to meditating, praying to getting ready, getting to the office. I'm a proponent, I'm an advocate for working in an environment that is business conducive, because even from experience, I can tell you, today I'm here at my home office, right? But I've been nonstop since 8:30 with those activities that I know I must carry on day in and day out. At 11, I'm going into a coaching session with Latin America. Do I always feel like doing it? No. It's work, it's preparation, it's getting things ready, it's waking up early, it's stressful. I have all the feelings that everyone has, as humans. But activation is putting one foot in front of the other, regardless of your feelings of wanting to do it or not do it, and doing the things that are going to move you closer to your objective. So if your objective is filling your pipeline with listings, what would those things that you have to do on a daily basis be? If your objective is filling your pipeline with buyers, what is it that you need to do every day? And then do it massively. Doing it once a week is not enough. Doing, one or two a day is not enough. What is that massive action that you can take? So for me, that's activation. For the pros, that's activation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that when you set yourself a goal and you reverse engineer it and break it down even more, I think that's, will help someone activate that. Because again, if you don't, I think we talked, several times in Agents in the Trenches, is that, you have to have clarity on where you're going, right? You have to have a GPS, you have to have a destination. And once you have that destination, you have that GPS. The GPS will tell you, okay, you got to go left, you got to go right, you got to go straight for half a mile, and we can take that analogy and put it into our real estate business, where we're like, okay, I want to make, $90,000 a year, right? What does that look like on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis? How many touches do I have to, do with every contact, right, to be able to close? So when you reverse engineer it, now you can activate yourself every day and say, okay, I know to reach $90,000, I have to talk to, 15 people a day, and I have to set 3 appointments and stuff like that. So I think that also goes hand in hand with activation, is, breaking it down and reverse engineering, like you had taught me.
Absolutely, because that's going to give you clarity. So the biggest challenge of a lot of agents in today's marketplace is they don't have the clarity to be able to,
Yes.
do what they need to do on a daily basis. Clarity is key. Clarity is key. Clarity is knowing exactly what it's going to take for you to reach what you want to reach and how you're going to get there. It's not just what you have to do, it's how you're going to get there. And that's where a lot of people need that mentorship, need a coach, need someone to help them navigate through the uncharted waters of this new market, or maybe even their next level. So this market may be something that you are able to scale. You may be one of those agents that say, okay, I've got listings, I've got buyers, but I'm still kind of lost. I'm not really feeling what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, because I don't feel satisfied. I don't feel complete. I don't feel happy. I don't feel joyful. I don't feel like I am at my best A game. And we all know when we are off our A game. We all know when we are not performing at a world-class level. So let me say that again. We need to take our own performance temperature constantly and consistently, so that we can identify, why am I not on my A game? What is causing me to not be performing at a world-class level? Because for us to thrive in this market, not just to survive, but to thrive, We must perform at a higher level, a world-class level. What's it going to take? Is it going to take more touches with my leads? Is it going to take more, being in their radar? Is it going to take more conversations? What is the intent and what is the premeditation that you have to carry out to be able to accomplish it? That's what clarity is going to give you.
So I just dropped a link to our website, and it's to create a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, I think this would be an amazing tool for you to plug in as far as reverse engineering and setting your goal, so that at least you have an idea of where you want to go. And then if you want to take it one step further, I'm going to drop the calendar for Lucy for a 15-minute coaching session, a discovery session. So maybe we can go over that business plan and see what that looks like for you. So I'll go ahead and drop that right now in the chat. I think this is an amazing tool. I have a couple of agents that used it already, and it brought clarity to them. So I want to go ahead and give me a minute to drop that, but I think that's amazing.
And one of the things that we need to also in this market be very aware of is the circles that we are putting ourselves in, right? So a lot of us are surrounded by loneliness, isolation. It's funny because when we don't feel like we are on our A game, when we don't feel world class, we retract. And then the limiting thoughts and the limiting beliefs kick in. We get in our head. So you already know what happens when we get in our head, right?
Yep. When you're in your head, you're dead.
Yes. So when you're in your head, you're dead. And the limiting beliefs and the limiting thoughts just continue to, storm at you. I mean, it may be one thought, it may be one feeling, and that just catapults into so many other things. And that's why it's so important for you to surround yourself. Listen, the secret sauce to this market is get up, shower, dress up, show up, and level up. That's the secret sauce to this market. Get out of your house, get out in the field, get out in front of people, get out and find people to have conversations with. You and I shared a video with you several weeks back where there is this high performer, top producer that has been in real estate for over 20 years. And she was talking about, hey, I got back in the trenches. I got back to the basics. I'm out every day having 10 conversations a day, and she goes to a coffee shop and she connects with people and she, invites people for coffee. And listen, everything that we want and everything that we need is connected to a person. And we just need to understand that we are the conductors of that. I'm going to be talking more about that in my coaching this morning, Activator Pro 90, which I'm doing with Latin America. And it's about, nothing big has ever been written about a lone wolf. Nothing great has ever been written about a lone wolf. And yet there are so many agents that right now are in lone wolf, mentality, are in lone wolf isolation. It's like, and if you're disciplined and you're satisfied and you're having the results and, you are on your A game and you are just world class, kudos to you. But we already know that as humans, 99%, if not 99.9% of people don't function at their prime in isolation, in retraction, in limiting beliefs. And that's what happens when you are alone, because what are those conversations you're having with yourself? I'm not having any closings. I'm tired. Things aren't working. My deal fell apart. My listings aren't selling. I don't know what to do. The phone's not ringing. People aren't buying. What am I going to do? I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I'm not feeling well. How long is this going to go on for? I mean, there's so many limiting and derailing conversations that we tend to have with ourselves. That's why it's so important. Get in a circle of winners. The conversation changes. The conversation turns from reality to possibilities. And that's where everything shifts. Because the truth, Talia, is our reality cannot define us. Our reality cannot define us. Okay, so it's real. The interest rates are up. Okay, so it's real. It's not real estate on Easy Street anymore. Okay, it's real. I don't know how many more banks have closed. Okay, it's real. are we going to crash? Are we not going to crash? That's real. But you, as a performer, right? As a business person in real estate, are you going to allow that reality to define you? Or are you going to take the reality and use it as leverage to redefine yourself? I mean, that's it. That's it. And that conversation is a power conversation. The other one is a pity party. The other one's a pity party. You can have a pity party, you can have a power party, but you can't have both.
No, that's right. That pity party is self-destructive. You don't want to be in there. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was talking about the limiting beliefs and how every time you tell yourself that, you're not good at something, or that, you failed at this, and, it's not going to work, you're putting yourself in a box. And that box, the more you tell yourself, is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until you suffocate. And that's why you have to break out of that box, and you got to get into, circles that are talking bigger, right? So that can help you break out of it. So I think that's very, very important, especially when you're working for yourself.
Absolutely. When you have those and limiting beliefs, they deflate you. They drain your energy. They kill your creativity. There's nothing better than even sitting with just someone and saying, okay, so let's talk about the possibility. So how could we make this happen? What is it that we want to do? Okay, here's what we want to do. Okay, so how could we make this happen? Let's huddle, let's rally, let's come up with ideas, let's brainstorm. Let's create a storm of, positive thoughts, creative imagination, and just coming together and producing that type of environment shifts everything. Because listen, everybody talks about the law of attraction. Energy attracts energy. So the type of energy that you are producing, even in how we speak sometimes, when you watch Tony Robbins, he doesn't speak deflated. He speaks enthusiastically. He uses his hands to elevate. I use my hands to move my energy as well, because when you don't use your body, you're just like this, right? The rest of you just kind of go stagnant, and then you start having a good conversation, but the energy just goes flat. It's like drinking flat soda. And so if you want to be an influencer, right? We want to influence our customers, whether you're on the phone, you got to up your energy. You got to talk like you're excited. You got to smile. You got to be alive, because people don't like speaking with deflated people. And agents right now are deflated. Agents right now are deflated. You hear it in their voice. Listen, record yourself, do a live and go watch yourself, so that you can say, you know what? I'm on point. I'm on my A game. I'm world class. Or you know what? I'm deflated. I'm flat. I'm flat as a crap, whatever. I'm flat, and so how do I change that? Because performing at a high level requires high performance.
Yeah, and can I share something about when we went to Sales Mastery in January, and talking about like the energy and moving and using your hand? That's something that we learned also. So I have it here in front of me actually with the scripts. We have little like point at self, hand gesture, yes, karate chop down. Yes, that was so cool, because it's true. I mean, you're on the phone, the person can't see you, but when you're moving, you're expressive, and now you're transmitting that energy through the phone. So I think that was super cool and so valuable right there.
And that's why practice is so powerful. We are going to play at the level we practice. What level are we practicing at? So it's not true that I'm failing or it's not true, guys. It's not true. Whether you're watching this live or watching this on replay in the morning, in the evening, at night, whenever, it is not true that the market is the reason why you're not producing. You could produce despite the market. Let me say that again. It is not true. It is a hallucination. It is a hallucination that you're not producing because of the market. There are plenty of people out there, and I don't know if you know the numbers this morning, but I'm gonna take another wild guess. There has to have been at least 600 closings in the last 7 days in Lee County, at least. So what's holding you back from being in that 600? It's the activity. One of two things, and one of them is better than the other. Either you are turning your business around and now you're building momentum, but the only way you know you're doing that is because you're activating every day, you're doing what you're supposed to do every day, you're pushing through despite your feelings, despite your limiting thoughts, despite your not wanting to do it, despite all the excuses that your brain is telling you to not do the things you know you need to do. Despite all that, if you're pushing through and you're staying committed and you're staying consistent, then you are on the right road. It's only a matter of time. You are on the right path. It's only a matter of time before you break through. So that's number one. If you're that, hey, I'm not producing, Lucy, but man, listen, I am priming my mind. I'm priming my pipeline. I'm pushing through. I'm consistent. I'm committed. It's only a matter of time. But if you're sitting around having the chaotic conversations with self and telling self all the things that you're feeling and how horrible everything is, then you're allowing the reality to define you. So it's not the market, it's you. You are allowing your reality, which you have the power to change, to define you.
Yeah. And I want to also mention something about like affirmations, because I think in those moments when you have those limiting beliefs and those self-destructive thoughts, I believe we mentioned this the other day about affirmations, right? Telling yourself these positive things to battle the negative thoughts and the self-doubting and whatnot, the limiting beliefs, it's just the negativity in general, because we're humans and they come right as we experience things. So just practicing affirmations is also extremely valuable.
And that's part of priming your brain. That's part of priming your brain. I think that the number one thing that agents need to activate themselves is clarity.
Mhm.
Clarity, like to see what you're not seeing, because there's a lot of things that could be in our favor. There's a lot of repositioning that can be done to, scale up and to level up. There's a lot of things that can be done. But if we're not, having the creative thoughts and the creative insights, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
And your circle as well, I would say, the circle that you're surrounding yourself with. So I guess when you have clarity, right, you can see, right, the circle that you're surrounding yourself with, and now you can take action to either remove yourself from that circle and put yourself in a better one.
Right.
So you're right. Yeah, it all starts with clarity.
So any agents that need a checkup on clarity, or just, okay, here's where I'm at, I'll give you a couple of tips. Here's what I would recommend. 15 minutes, that's it. Why am I doing this? Why not? Why am I doing this? Why not? If I've been there, I've done that, and I can help people in this economy right now to reposition, to pivot, to reinvent themselves, to redesign, to relaunch, to just rediscover. Clarity is going to help you rediscover. Where am I at, and how am I feeling about what I'm doing? Because it could just be that you are missing clarity on how you're performing. So you could be doing all the right things, but if you're doing them in a way where it's not your A game, okay, the consumer is going to feel that. The consumer is going to hear that. So everything starts with self. Everything starts with self. You are the captain of your real estate ship. You are the pilot. You're the reason why you are where you are. And if you want to be the reason why you change, and you want to be the conductor of change, you got to raise your hand. You got to talk to somebody. Reach out and talk to somebody that's been there, that's done that can say, listen, here's 3 things that I recommend you do. Give it a shot and let me know if you want me to help you with that. There's nothing else to it. There is absolutely nothing else to it. There has to be an action towards change. And the only reason you're going to want to do that is to gain more clarity. when you gain more clarity, it's like a sunny day. It's like all of a sudden, listen, you even see things that are right in your environment that you're not seeing right now.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know,
You start looking at life differently, I feel, not even just in your business, but in your personal life, right? Maybe some of the close people that you hang out with or that you're around, now you start picking up things that maybe the language or whatever it is that, that they're talking about, right? You start picking up things that you're like, okay, wait, maybe I don't like this too much. Maybe that's the reason why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Maybe, that's why I can't see myself beyond where I'm at, because everyone else around them, around me is maybe doubting themselves or having no
right.
self, so it's true. You start seeing things differently, and then you start picking things outside of your business as well that, ultimately just reflects, where you're at the moment.
Absolutely. So, I just wanted to bring this conversation about, activating yourself, if you are not activating yourself on a daily basis, if you don't know what that is, just grab a spot, 15 minutes. Let's have a quick 15-minute chat. Tell me where you're at. I'll give you 4, 5 maximum pointers. And what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? One of two things will happen. We'll connect, right? We'll take our friendship to another level. Or you simply walk away knowing a little bit more about what I'm passionate about doing and something that can help you, take yourself to that next level, or get yourself out of the rut, or get yourself out of the box, or break out of the box, break the box and build a new box. What else? What's the worst that can happen, So thank you, Talia, for joining me again at Agents in the Trenches. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this live, put #live. If you're watching on replay, put #replay. Let us know where you're watching from, and share this with a real estate friend that you want to help scale and go to that next level. See you next
Awesome.
time, buddy.
Have a great day.
Bye.